This conference will now be recorded.
Make a motion to send this to the city council and put it on the agenda.
Legal, yeah. Okay, so Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the RFD moving forward on the implementation of the RFD ambulance service proposal to go to legal.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. I'll be glad to see this because I know we've been working on it for what, 3 years? Yeah. Okay, next item on the agenda, thank you, Mr. Bunch, is consider I should say Deputy Chief Bunch.
Yeah, sorry.
Consider recommending approval to issue a purchase order in the amount of $86,526.03 to Code 3 Services for the purchase and installation of radio equipment necessary for ambulance communications.
Mr. Chair, council members, this one's consider recommending approval to issue purchase order in the amount of $86,526.03 to Code 3 Services for the purchase and installation of radio equipment necessary for ambulance communication. Background on that, as part of the planned implementation of the Roswell Fire Department ambulance transport service, it is critical that each ambulance be fully outfitted with mobile and portable radio equipment. This will ensure direct and reliable communication with the City of Roswell dispatch, receiving hospitals, and other responding agencies. Effective and immediate communication is essential for coordinating emergency response, ensuring firefighter and paramedic safety, and delivering high-quality patient care.
The funding source is at the ambulance tax?
DRT 2310, yes.
Okay, that was my question. Okay. I know Corn's gonna ask this, so I'll ask it, or Will may, but did we go out for RFP or anything for this, or is it?
No, they're under state contract.
Interstate
I
contract?
have it under, I don't remember the number. It's on my
Okay,
page.
no, that's fine. I don't need the number. I just know that's gonna come up, so. Okay, do you have any questions, Mr. Cavan?
I don't have any questions. You
Any
want a
dis-
motion?
discussion? Yes, please.
I'll make a motion to send agenda item number 3, recommending approval to issue a purchase order in the amount of $86,526.03 to Code 3 Services for the purchase and installation of radio equipment necessary for ambulance communications, and send that on to finance.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you, Deputy Chief. Next item is consider recommending approval of issuing a purchase order to Howe Medical in the amount of $763,099 and $99.92 for 8 gurneys and 8 cardiac monitors.
Mr. Chair, council members, consider recommending the approval of issuing a purchase order to Howe Medical in the amount of $763,999.92 for gurneys and cardiac equipment. Background: purchase gurneys and the monitors for the new ambulances to make the units transport capable in order for the fire department to maintain its advanced life support program through the state of New Mexico. This equipment is a requirement for the treatment and transport of patients.
Okay, my question is, I guess for all these items, we're ordering all these items, the ambulances, when are we gonna vote on them?
I'm getting I'm trying to get the ones that are under contract, and I'll get that information as soon as possible. Yes.
Okay,
Probably one's coming every month.
okay, that's fine. Okay, and go ahead.
No, I just had two kind of same ones. Public safety tax,
Yes,
this coming, okay.
all of the GR
Okay.
2310, yes, everything that I will be proposing for this service will come out of there.
Pretty much all for the implementation of the ambulance.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
State contract too?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any questions? Okay,
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve issuing a purchase order to Howe Medical in the amount of $763,099.92 for 8 gurneys and 8 cardiac monitors to be reviewed by the Finance Committee.
Second.
any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Next item is number 5. Consider recommending authorization to issue PO for renewal of contract for professional services of temporary dispatchers to assist in the staffing issues of consolidated dispatch in the amount of $330,000.
Thank you, Madam Chair, council members. We're here to ask you to consider recommending authorization to issue a PO for the renewal of the contract for the professional services of temporary dispatchers to assist in the staffing issues of consolidated dispatch in the amount of $330,000. The contracted dispatchers have been here for not quite 6 months, helping us with our critical staffing levels. We spoke at length last council meeting on the need to renew that contract for another 6 months. So that's what this PO was for. We are on track. We've got 4 recruits that will be going to the academy on July 28th. So we're on track for right now for that January, February release date.
That's good.
And this funding will come out of the budget item, the professional services budget, and it has a budget balance of $400,000. Standard.
So if we move to our own ambulance service, that won't increase your calls because you already take the calls for the ambulance service, correct?
Sorry, say it one more
If
time.
we were to move to our own ambulance service, like.
No, ma'am, it actually wouldn't change.
It wouldn't change, yeah, because everything's the same.
Yes, ma'am.
So I know you're going into the school to try to start attracting. Are we on target for, my goal is to get rid of this contract service.
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess we're.
Right now, so we have 5 contractors and we've got 4 recruits, so with my help, and I help them with floor, if we can get these trainees through, but we have lost 2 since we last spoke.
Is it a 4-month academy too?
There is 4 weeks, 3 weeks in the academy, and then of course they're on job training once they get back. They've finished all of their certifications.
Oh, okay.
For us, they just need the state certification.
Good.
No?
Madam Chair, just a few questions.
Yes, sir.
So what is the typical pay or salary for the dispatchers?
For a call taker to come in, I believe it's $18.73 an hour.
Okay,
Once they've been here a year, they get whatever is the COLA, but we don't have an increase, so that it's just time.
Right.
$18.73 is our rate.
okay. So if we spend any time talking with Sean Powell and folks out at the university to try and help promote something along this line through the college, I mean, they have a lot of great programs out there that could help facilitate this.
We haven't gone to the college yet. I am working with University High School for a pilot program they'll come out of high school with a basic certification in telecommunications. We're trying to get them before they get out into the working world for the ones that aren't college bound, that are maybe going to stay in Chavez County. That's the one we're targeting first. And if this pilot program takes off, we're going to spread out from there to Job Corps and the other high schools and then on to the colleges.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So I know Sean would probably be all over trying to do facilitate or assist. So I guess one of my other questions are, we spend any time recruiting any of our retired law enforcement, retired military people that are looking to keep themselves busy? I know Steve Rogers spent a lot of time with you guys there at dispatch.
If they're retired in the state of New Mexico, they wouldn't be able to work for us because of the requirements. We don't have the same thing where they can go back to work like the police officers do. We do look nationwide, but we're
Right.
not going to attract anyone because we don't offer incentive bonuses. I am working on a recruitment and retention pay scale plan that I'm going to present once it's ready to the city manager. We need to be competitive in rates, but honestly, sir, there's just no hiring pool here right now.
We have to pass background checks and everything too, correct?
I'm sorry, could you say?
We have to pass background
Yes.
checks, yeah.
It's extensive.
Right.
The background checks is the biggest hurdle.
Well, I guess the last question I have is, I know that we are collaborative with the county. Does the county pay any of the payroll for dispatch?
Yes, sir, they'll pay this fee at 40%. This is an operating expense, so they'll pay 40% of the 330. And they're prepared for that
Right.
cost.
Okay, I was just kind of curious what
Yes.
that breakdown was on
Yes, sir.
on salaries. So you're asking for 300 and they're going to pay 40% of that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
We'll bill them for the 40%.
right, so we'll be actually paying out about 170. Okay, all right. Thank you.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
thank you, Madam Chair.
A quick
Okay.
question.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, just for the record, Council Moore joined us.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the minimum requirement for a dispatch? The minimum.
The minimum
Background
requirement to be a
check.
dispatcher.
A high school diploma, pass a federal background check to the FBI, pass a test with typing, spelling, and cognition, and then I'm
You're
sorry.
gonna have to get closer.
So the minimum to be
hear
hired is 18 years old with a GED or a diploma and a Mexico driver's license and a clean background check through the FBI. That's for hiring. You also have to pass a proficiency test in spelling, literacy, typing speed, for minimums for that. And then once you're hired, you have to pass both 3 certification classes with the dispatch service and then state certification with the state. And then on the job training.
There's no drug testing pass you have to pass?
Drug testing.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. That's pre-hire, yes, ma'am. And hearing test as well.
Hearing? Huh? Sorry. So pre-test, you have to pass a drug test. Okay. Because I was understanding we had a lot of issues of people were saying that they had a lot of hires, but most of them can't pass most of the ones that in their hiring problems that we have in Roswell, a lot of them are not able to pass the drug test. That's kind of.
I believe our
because
biggest
they smoke,
challenge,
they smoke marijuana or whatever. So, okay.
I believe our biggest challenge, Councilwoman, is that it's that background check, that federal FBI background check. That's what catches most of ours.
Councilor Moore, you'd have a hard time passing that FBI background check.
Yeah, I'm sure, teaching 25 years, I only got away with killing 2 of them. So, so I'm just saying, I understand. All right, that was my question, because I just don't understand why we can't keep people I'm just struggling with understanding why Roswell cannot keep, adequate people for, for the fire, for the police, for the, dispatch. So I just don't understand. So I'm trying to figure out how we can keep the people around. So
Yes, ma'am. It's appreciated. Thank you.
Any,
Madam Chair,
thank
just
you.
one more quick question for you. So you're saying that retired police in the state of New Mexico, they can't, because they're on retirement, they
Yes.
can't go back into this?
They'd have to suspend their retirement
Okay,
to go back in.
so maybe that's something we need to push to our legislature to see. I mean, whether it's teachers or law enforcement or firefighters, or in this case dispatchers, that we should be able to get those guys back to work and let them collect their retirement and continue working, because,
even if they still get their retirement, but they don't put into it again, that should still be.
right, I mean, there's a bunch of different ways that they're doing. I mean, the teachers, I mean, I could go back to teach after I sat out a year, but I wouldn't be able, I'd still have to pay into retirement not to get any of it back. So but it'd be nice if we could work on that with our legislators for our dispatch, because I'm sure we're not the only ones with that problem.
It's nationwide.
Right, okay, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any more questions, discussion? All right, I will take a motion.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion authorizing issuance of PO for renewal of the contract for the professional services of temporary dispatchers to assist in the staffing issues of the consolidated dispatch in the amount of $330,000 to be reviewed by finance.
Second.
This is for 6 months, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, and all those. Yes, ma'am.
That's what I was getting ready before she had to make sure if there was a time limit on it. Thank
Yeah.
you. Sorry.
So, and this county's paying 40% of the 330? So what do we need the whole 330 on there then?
Yeah, so we'll pay that, they reimburse.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Best. All right, next item on the agenda, the resolution shall require the removal or demolition of 3 dilapidated structures. Mr. Franco.
Chair, committee member, staff, I have 3 properties on here. First one is 901 East Deming. This one, the property owner is deceased. This property has been a problem for a while. A lot of drug use here. There's a car half torn apart in the front yard. The second one is 510 East Albuquerque Street. This one is another problem house. This one did burn at one time. I had no contact with the property owner, no permits for the property. This last one is 303 East Albuquerque. This one, the same. This one was open to the public. I passed by there today. It looked like there's a shopping cart in the front. I didn't see anybody there, but it might become a problem. No contact and no permits on this one also. I stamped it.
So these are all really pretty bad. If we pass this in city council, how long will it take? Do we have funds to remove these properties? Oh, okay. How long will that take?
Sorry.
How long will that take before you get them?
As soon as they pass through resolution, city council, they're good to go.
Any other questions from anyone in the council?
Madam Chair. So on all 3 of these properties, there's no property owners, nobody living in them, or you don't?
Nope, they're vacant, sir.
Okay. And so, but you don't know, okay, they're vacant, but that'd be somewhere that somebody either owns them or they're the deceased, or, I mean, I used the property to the west of Nancy Lopez with that, they had all the trailers that were going in there.
Mhm.
Somebody from New York actually owned it, but somebody was making them pay them. They were basically squatting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the gentleman I talked to him, he's a self-imposed
Landlord,
landlord, yes, sir.
right. So same type of situation. There's nobody to, so it's just there,
Yeah.
or is there people that own it from Colorado or New York or somewhere like that?
Well, this,
Nothing on the record.
yeah, these, both of these properties in Albuquerque, they go to Albuquerque. They're both Albuquerque, New Mexico addresses, but we've, we send the notices certified.
Mhm.
We still haven't got the certified.
Nobody signed for the letter.
Nobody has signed for it yet. And, we haven't had any calls on those properties also.
Okay, well, what, you condemn them, tear them down, what do you do with the property afterwards?
Well, the property, it's still the property owner, they have a lien imposed on them.
Right.
And, if they ever come in and wanna settle up with the city, they have a choice of either setting up a payment plan with the property manager, or they can quick deed it over to the city.
Right, well, they probably, they're not replying to any certified letters or anything, they probably don't care about these properties. They don't want to be held accountable or responsible for them, so, okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
They hold a lien, it's statewide, right? So if they try to do anything legally, they've got a lien on there.
Let's say, for instance, Madam Chair, if, they haven't paid the property taxes, it goes on the tax sale for the county. They could sell the property, but, they'll have to take on the lien that comes with the property also.
Well, I'm just meaning the people that you have the lien against, it's gonna hurt them.
Yeah.
if they don't-
That's why they give them a chance to see, they want to do the payment plan or pay it back or just quick deed it over to the city.
And that's if they're still alive.
Yeah, that's if they're still alive, they might have,
You get into these estates, they may not have any families, so it just may be just,
Yeah. Okay,
thanks.
any more discussion? All right, I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to put agenda item 6, the resolution to require the removal or demolition of 3 dilapidated structures, and put that on the consent agenda.
Needs to go to legal.
I'm sorry.
It needs to go to legal.
Okay, well, send it to legal then. There you go.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, thank you. That one went quicker than I thought. All right, next up is monthly department. First, Sandra, emergency management.
Madam Chair and Councilors, my report's in the packet, really just business as usual, getting ready for the air races. We did a full-scale MCI last month in June. Thank you, Councilor Halverson, for filming that. That was some good information to the fire department and all of the meetings. I think that was pretty much everybody in this room that participated in that. We're getting ready for the air races, flooding, and planning documents, just really a repeat of month after month of the same things. But happy to answer any questions if you have any questions for me.
I thought it was funny when you posted the pictures. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Oh.
They're like, what are you preparing for? They're expecting. I'm like, we do this every year. Yeah. Anyways, okay. Thank you for that. Any questions for Ms. Sanders? All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks.
Next one, community development. I'm sticking that one on.
same thing in our department, it's just with all this rain, we got weeds growing everywhere. I've talked to the department heads, I've talked to Parks is working on their stuff, streets is mowing out the city-owned properties. We're doing, it's just a slow process. We got property owners from out of town that it takes a while to get those done. You can send people letters, doesn't mean that they're gonna do their property. Gotta send them to court, and that's a different story, whether judge imposes fines on them or gives them community service. Just because it gives them community service doesn't mean that they're gonna do it still. It's like, it's just gonna be a slow process. We are trying to catch up at first and it's rain. Gotta start over.
So like all these ones that you put in here for the municipal court, are these people that live here or are they out of town or?
The ones we have in municipal court are people that live here, yes. And everything else is in the report, and staff for questions on it.
Question for Mr. Franco?
Madam Chair, Could you do something about the mosquitoes?
That's county benefits are.
I know it is. I'm just going back to Facebook and social media and it's like, okay.
Yeah, I get a couple of calls of those a week.
Just drop a napalm on them and be done with them, but I mean,
When
it's.
we have it rains, we get mosquitoes and flies. Yeah.
Well, especially back over, I mean, I know that they put the fish and eggs, whatever, over there, Brenda, over on Tierra Brenda to try and help, but I mean, it's, you can't imagine as a county commissioner, all the emails and calls I would get from Jim Manat. Because he's right there. It's like going, we're doing the best we can. I mean, we can,
Well, the rattlesnakes are out real bad now too.
right, yeah. So anyway, thank you for what you're doing and I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Leading to the mosquitoes, actually, Madam Chair, that left me with a question. I've been talking to Mr. Manat again, and this left a question for me, because he walks Spring River. And I was trying to inform him, of course, he knew about the county vector, but he's asking why the city isn't mowing the riverbed. And as I understand it, the riverbed is part of the flood
Right.
maintenance.
Correct.
Okay, so then I did inform him correctly, and I don't know how we get that done, but that I would agree that is probably a big area where they're coming from.
That's something we need to call Brian on and.
Yeah, right. And then I know they're extremely busy dealing with the things that they're dealing with out on the hikes and
Yeah.
different places, but I'm not sure they could get that big tractor down in there right now because it's muddy.
They would all have to, yeah.
Yeah, but I'll bring it up to, I'll see him this week, so
Okay.
I'll mention it to him.
Well, I kind of figured that there wasn't much that we could do, but just mentioning it and me telling him that it's been mentioned and people are looking into it. But also if you can't get down there and mow it, and I'm not a huge fan of them just dropping the napalm down in there because it's going to kill all the trees too. So that's the other side of it. So yeah, just put some citronella all over your body and we'll get through this. That, maybe I'll drop some of that off. He's just right down the street. There you go.
All right. Any more questions for Mr. Franco? Moving on, consolidated dispatch.
Thank you again, Madam Chair and council members. Nothing really has changed since my report. I'll stand for any questions about that. I would like to introduce everyone to our training coordinator. Brittany Sheehan has joined us today. Brittany was a dispatcher with Consolidated Dispatch prior to taking a hiatus and raising a family. The girls are getting a little bit older now. She actually came on as our records person, but when we started to have problems, she stepped back into the dispatcher role to help us. And now she has agreed to take on not only records, helping dispatch, but she's going to take that training coordinator position. I'm not going to call it a burden. It's an opportunity to take it off of me. So we're really excited to have her.
You get normal hours now?
Maybe.
No. No. And the only other real change is that in addition to the normal grant that we were expecting, we did get a grant from the state for that assisted technology, the artificial intelligence that I told you about a few months ago. I'm just vetting out vendors right now to choose the best one for us, but we got a non-reimbursable grant. So we're gonna pay
Cat
for that.
issues, how much are the cat issues affecting y'all?
It's the same cat issues that we've been having. I just need to, we're working on how to move forward with that.
Happy birthday, Britt.
Thank you.
And welcome back.
All right, any questions for dispatch? All right, thank you. Next is animal services.
Trade Council. I don't really have much going on. It's kind of smooth sailing right now. I don't want to jinx it. But we do have a voucher program going on. So we're accepting applications for that. Cats are going to call this week. So the cats out of the facility are right now. Got it?
We'll be back to funding on July 1st, so you can do the euthanasias.
To do what? Sorry.
Euthanasias?
Like the 14-day protocol?
Yeah. Well, no, are you able to pay for them now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're able to pay for them.
Yeah, July 1st, that's what I was, yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought. I still would like to see more citations, I know. But I do see the court, judgments that he's making and stuff.
Yeah,
There was one question I had. Let me find it. I gotta find it. I don't remember what it was. McCall's doing another thing too, isn't it?
Yeah, so today was the first day they went until the 19th, so sending about 5-6 cats at a time.
In your trucks, how do we even trucks?
We have 2 trucks down right now that are just parked in the back, not ready.
We were able to secure a old PD unit for them for the supervisor to use. Then I worked with Becky when we get some from other departments. We move vehicles around all over town.
And I have seen the communications with you and Sammy, and hopefully she appreciates, because you guys are very, I feel very communicative with her to help, rescue the animals.
Try to be ahead of the fast.
Well, I still wish she would send someone down to take pictures and videos. She does somewhat. Doesn't Philip Nelson help with that? Somewhat? No? Okay. Any questions from anyone else?
Oh yeah, I would like to ask you that our, I don't think it's very soon.
The what?
That contract.
Oh, nobody's put in for that. Yeah, well, that's not unexpected.
So see, that creates a problem too. So none of the vets will bid on anything that we put out. But then we have a $60,000 limit that we can spend with them a year. And when we hit that 60,000, I get the phone calls. Why are you spending more money to have animals euthanized over at this location? Because I do it cheaper. Well, state law won't allow us to go over that 60,000 if you refuse to bid on the multi-source bid. So it's kind of like Facebook,
Yeah. Like, what do we do? Because that's the problem you ran
If you
into.
don't.
That's what you ran into at the end of last month.
Yep, last year, yeah.
Yeah.
I went myself with Chantel, I visited with this vet, was upset that he was a lot cheaper, we knew it, but
But you only can spend so
it
much.
was out of our
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah.
So, go to a higher price vet to get those services.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a good job, I think. So I think things have improved so much. A lot of the things that need to be improved are out of your control. But I do want to see, I talked to you about doing a budget adjustment to try to get their drainage system and the grates.
Yeah.
So we don't have to go, because it didn't make the ICIP, but that needs to be done. It's been on there for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it'll help prevent the spread of disease.
Yeah, and I have a note, it's
Yeah, I know.
in the priority list.
I get it.
It's on
What?
85,000, if I remember right.
Yeah, that kind of should be a priority.
Do they jet out the drainage every so often?
Yes, they do. We tell them to do it every day, clean out the drains every day, put some drain cleaner down there, trying the best we can.
But you said even the water also goes underneath the brick walls.
Yeah, through the metal that's in between the kennels. Yeah, it travels.
Thank you. Yours is a thankless job, I know. Most of the jobs are nowadays. Okay, AMR, Kevin.
Chair, councilors, thank you. My report's in your packet. Couple changes to it. We're not taking this with additions. We have offers out to 4 people, 1 full-time paramedic and some part-time EMTs, which brings our staffing up to really good levels. Hopefully we'll hear back this week on those. Response times are really good. Everything's there, so I'll stand for any questions to that.
I appreciate all you do.
All right. In addition, I just wanted to kind of bring up, and I just wanted to say that, it was about 2 years ago that I went to Mike Matthews and I had to take a letter to him about increasing our subsidy. And that's kind of brought on this ambulance service transition for us. We worked together at that time to reduce the subsidy to $1.34 million with a lot of changes and things that we did. And we made that work really well for the city of Roswell. We've done all our special skills and all the training we've spent. It takes about $15,000 to send a paramedic or an EMT to paramedic school. We've done that in the last 2 years. We'll have 2 more graduates this December. We've got 3 more going to school starting in August. And those things, we do all those things in conjunction to what we do with our contract. We don't ask for any other additional fees or anything like that. The one thing we did do is in about a year ago, we came to the city and we were able to lower the subsidy by $100,000. So that was something we did for that. So we just put those things out there. AMR continues to do a really good job. There's never been any question at all from anybody, any of the city councilors or in city management, fire department, anybody about the job that AMR does. So we just put that out there that our people are selflessly working forward to the city. And, we ask that you just really consider those things. We look at that subsidy of $1.24 million. While that sounds like a lot, but we look at what the budget is and what the city has proposed to do and what they could do with that public tax. We talk about hiring people or increasing the wages and having things for the dispatch center where we can have better wages, better recruitment and things to hang on to people. Same thing with the fire department personnel and the police department personnel, and bringing that money that we're generated now just in a year and a half time with around $8-9 million that tax is generated, what those funds could do inside of that public safety fund to go to other public safety entities. The dispatch center clearly needs a lot of help with retaining people. Those folks go down to the Eddy County and they go to Carlsbad and go to other places. They go, we train them here, and they leave. They won't stay. And it's like, why do they not stay? And it's just like, we just heard her. She's like, we got a rate and we don't get an increase. So the police department's looking for people all the time. Chief, I mean, it's people don't stay, they don't come, and it's like it's hard to hang on to firefighters and get firefighters. And I just look at from my aspect, we charge $1.24 million to do what we do for the city of Roswell. And I know there's a lot of things in the paper. I know we see things from other communities like Las Cruces and things that happen down in Alamogordo, but that's not Roswell. Roswell's financially stable. Our operation runs smoothly. It runs financially, fiscally sound. It enabled us to lower the subsidy by $100,000. So, I know there's always that fear of what happens if AMR comes back and says we want another $2 million to do the job. I can almost guarantee you, life's not guaranteed. Prices go up on everything all the time, but I can almost guarantee you that's not going to happen here in Roswell. We fight for what we do. We fight for the things we do. And there's all kinds of places that all of a sudden we have to start saving money. How do we do that? We spend a lot of money. In fact, my boss is always talking about how we spend much money we spend on special skills and retaining those special skills, on sending those people to school, and all of those different things that we do, how much money that costs us. But it's really never a consideration of what can we do. It's more about how many more transports can we get? How much more stuff can we do? So, we look at those things, and I just would like you guys to really take that into consideration as you move forward on what's going to happen with the contract, and what's going to happen with the city of Roswell, and then taking over the ambulance service. We've done a lot of work in what we do with special skills. We've worked with the city to try to keep them with special skills, and it hasn't stayed that way. We're just kind of curious, what happens to the care that the people of this city that they get now when the city takes over. So I ask that you consider that, and thanks for listening to me. So if you have any other questions,
I just want to say I appreciate everything you've done. I know I've only heard good things. I know the fire department works so closely with your people. They've only said really good things about you guys. And as for the salaries, with the taxes, that's why we voted in a year ago or so that we can use that for salaries for dispatch and all the emergency services, including even animal control, because they deal with the public safety. So
just know that $7 million in the first year of putting together an ambulance service can go a long way to paying for other things within the city that needs to be taken care of.
I agree. Anyone have anything else to add?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, police department, chief.
Madam Chair, councilors, good afternoon. Thanks, Scott, on my deal. I'm gonna go over a few things. One is the air conditioner. It's been brought up numerous times. Still no fix, but Mr. Cole has approved a short-term fix of 4 compressors and 1 unit being replaced. Comes to $124,000, I believe, total between the 2 quotes. And on the 23rd, we have that on the agenda on the special finance to transfer that money. That Ben actually has that in his budget, so we'll transfer that. After that, I don't know if it goes to full council, but we're still, in my office, it was 82 degrees today, and upstairs about 89. I think it reached.
It's a cool day.
Yeah, and it's not 105 like it has been. Right now, we have one officer in the pending psychological and hire. Once he goes that, he'll go on in the process. One thing we also put on the 23rd is to hopefully get a budget transfer. Both our K9 units keep having troubles over and over and over. Of course, those are the two vehicles you don't want having trouble, because we'd hate to have the dog in there and our officer out on a call and somehow it shuts down. And, you know, we've seen that happen across the nation where K9s were killed in there. So one of the things we're proposing, we have $92,000 that we've received. The city has at the auction for police cars. So actually, just police vehicles that were auctioned off, we have $92,000. So we're hoping to ask that the committee to get that transferred into a line item for us to buy, at least at this time, one new K9 unit. With that, we have a backup that we've had to use, and it's a pickup truck. That vehicle can probably go to animal control or something to use, because we know other entities in the city are lacking vehicles. So we're hoping to get that done on the 23rd. We've also had discussions. We had a meeting this morning on coming up with a swift water rescue team. It'll be the PD and the fire department. We've reached out, Chief Chavez has reached out to different entities to get their SOPs. We've also found training in New Braunfels. Deputy Chief Aldana found a training in Oklahoma where I think they'll come to us. We're also reaching out to find what the best training money-wise and stuff. Church on the Move has come forward and said they'll purchase boats for us. Shelley Bell, we had a meeting with her this morning. She may have a grant that she can pay for a lot of the training, so we won't have to take a lot of that out of the general fund. I'm waiting probably next week, the municipal league, to see if they'll fund some of it. So we're making progress in a short time. We've had a couple meetings. I think, you know, you wouldn't think a year ago Roswell would need a swift water rescue team, but we've obviously seen it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, which we've seen 2 or 3 floods in the last year. And our partners down the road, Rio Doso, you know, we're always up to help them like we did last year if they're in an emergency. I reached out and offered to send people last week if we needed. They luckily didn't need it, but you know, we're ready to go to send personnel over there to help any of the communities around it. Because I know they've returned the favor when we need it. The last thing I have is our, you know, I could go over a lot of the stuff. Y'all have the monthly report. Our Special Investigations Division has just still been killing it. Last month, they got 2.5 pounds of methamphetamine off the street, over 2,000 fentanyl pills. So they're going in and trying to, I wouldn't say rid the community of drugs. That's going to be impossible, but they're making a dent, in my view, a small dent, because we're never going to see the end of it. But they've been top of the line lately, and you see it every month in the reports. That's pretty much all I got. I stand for any questions.
In my opinion, I think training New Braunfels will probably be better because there's actually water. Because you try to train here, you know.
We thought about, they asked about water, the ones that come in. We can actually use rivers or even slow moving rivers.
Yeah.
We got water. That's going to be hard to do, but we have Brantley Lake. They can even use lakes, but we agree. New Braunfels is our first option right now. I mean, I didn't know till I watched the news today. We were talking about it. Everywhere in the nation right now is getting floods. The subways are flooded in New York, people stranded, North Carolina. So I guess they've just got a surge on, this is one of the top schools in the nation, and their classes that were open the other day are all booked to the end of the year. So it booked up that quick. So that's the reason we're looking at other options. That is definitely our first option.
Stop the cloud seeding, right? And you have the National Night Out coming up.
Yes, we're preparing for that. Our neighborhood watch, Hugo, and some of the others have gone around getting donations. We picked up a check from Josh Worley, one of the local attorneys in town, donated $500. A lot of other places are donating, so we'll be ready to go August 5th.
That's always a funny community event.
We'll also, the other community events, we're doing one Thursday. Devon Energy's putting on Christmas in July. They do a big Christmas thing. So us in the fire department will be escorting Santa on a fire truck over to the Boys and Girls Club, and they give presents and gifts and have a cookout and play games with I think last year they probably had 60, 70 underprivileged children. So they changed it up. Instead of just December, they're going to do it twice a year. So we'll do Christmas in July this Thursday. And then we're doing a fishing event. Deputy Chief Taylor's kind of been the lead on that. Down at Lake Van, we went and got some stuff for the children, fishing poles and stuff like that to give to all the kids. So last year they had a big turnout, over 50 kids, I think, 50 to 100.
That's the 9th, right?
That
Saturday.
is going to be August 9th. August
Yeah.
9th, yes. So, yeah, we got a bunch of events. We just finished last month. Sergeant Rodriguez did a junior police academy. We did a young kids one and older kids, like teenage kids, and the turnout was awesome and the feedback we got was great. So we're going to plan on doing that every year for both age groups, and both were a week long, and our SROs did awesome on it. So very proud.
Anything more questions?
Hey, Chief.
Chief Chavez. Turn.
Members of the committee. Just had a couple of things. Problem being last is Ms. Sanders and Mr. Bateman took all my thunder. But I just had a couple of things to touch on. We did start our academy last month. We've already lost 2 cadets for just different reasons, but but we were able to pick up a retiree who wanted to come back. And so we kind of needed the experience a little bit, so we welcomed him back, and he'll be starting with us as soon as he's done with the EMT Academy. Last month was a different month for us because we were able to get back to fire department training. So we were able to kind of get back into the flow of our things and our day-to-day stuff that we do. So we just purchased some new ropes equipment. We frequently get called out to bottomless lakes, and so we bought some new equipment so that we could be operational ready for those types of rescues. And so the guys did some training with that. This big drill that Ms. Sanders was talking about at the airport, we brought in some triage kits. We were able to find, what was the name of the company that got those for us?
The Region 3 Healthcare Coalition.
The coalition was able to donate, how many of them?
200,
200 of those triage kits
$30,000.
for all this region. So we took our share. And again, it's a new system that the air races had kind of suggested that they wanted us to move into. So we made the transition over this drill. We got the hospitals and everybody on board with it. Got to do a little bit more training with them, but I think it's going to be a good system for us, a lot easier for us to use. And so we're pretty excited about that. We continued with our leadership classes. We had some instructor classes. We're having one now, but we were able to do some instructor classes to get our guys trained to teach our own personnel here. So we don't have to go out into the state academy or leave the city. We can do our in-house training. Had our administration diligently looking at and working in some grant situations. So got a couple of opportunities to try to buy some new trucks and some more equipment out of that. And that's kind of what we've been working on throughout the month. But one of the things I wanted to touch on is this recent flooding. I think you guys would be happy to hear that we were able to put together in a room a response committee, I guess, so to speak. But we dispatched PD, Ms. Sanders, the fire department, AMR, the hospitals. We were able to get all in the same room. Mr. Matthews and Mr. Cole were present. But we were able to build what we called essentially a response team, and we were able to get a plan in place rather quickly. Ms. Sanders did a good job at getting everybody in the same room. But we were able to put a plan together pretty quickly on how we would divide the city, and in case we got caught up in the October situation again. And I think you guys would be pleased to hear that went really well. I think we had a good response from everybody that attended. The plan was well laid out, and it's just a plan. But it was just really good to see that the team was able to come together on such quick notice, and then that be put together rather quickly.
Start.
Yeah. At this time, I stand for any questions.
No, just on a lighter note, I would like to thank you and Deputy Chief Aldana for helping organize that Invaders Glow in the Dark game. If you guys missed that, it's too bad because that was loads of fun. And I really enjoyed kind of being out amongst the families of the PD and the fire department It was highly competitive. It was all in the dark and it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun, very loud crowd.
If they do it next year, they need to give the PD different colored shirts.
Right, because they were.
Because they were running, no one could see they were running.
A letter.
In the next 2 weeks.
Excuse. Most people are there to see fire guys anyways.
But it was lots of fun.
Yeah, thank you for making the contact with them. We heard it was a pretty good events.
It was fun, it was fun. You were there.
Last peanut butter challenge and the bull ball. It's cheap. It's the peanut butter challenge and bull ball.
Golf.
There's
And golf.
and golf.
Mr. Olive, you're not on here, but you.
No, and I did submit my report, but I guess it didn't make it in time. Do we have, okay, cool. Yeah, and the biggest thing is, I don't know if you guys were aware that we actually lost our admin over here at the office next door. And yeah, so she ended up moving to a different department here in the city, with planning and zoning, so got a little better pay for it. But it really was a bad time for me because we had a lot of permits from fireworks and 4th of July, UFO Fest, food trucks. So my report was lacking from that, but otherwise.
Speaking of fireworks, did you have a lot more calls, Chief?
For what? Fireworks? I don't know of any calls we got from Fairgrounds. If we did, yeah, we did. Yeah, no, we're filled. Definitely wasn't as bad.
I think, and they were already on second.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's good.
Yeah, last year we had a ton, and this year it didn't reach my level to where we had that, but last year it
It
did.
wasn't bad. It didn't seem like we had near as many this year. They dispersed pretty quickly too.
Yeah. My dogs didn't think so, but.
It was impressive though.
Yeah.
I actually did kind of, Madam Chair, last year, we actually had it going out in the paper that, of the new noise ordinance, firework ordinance, and I think that a year does erase the mind on that note. And I kind of wondered if people were kind of responding last year because they knew about the ordinance and we didn't, kind of remind them. So it was way longer than it should have been because they were popping off for almost 10 days.
Yeah. They're loud. So. Okay. Anything else, public? Okay. Anyone else? Anyone online? Public participation? We lost Rita. Okay.
Actually, I will say.
Okay.
Allow me.
Oh, maybe that is, I know.
Instead of. Okay. Julius said, Richard was Mascara. I do want to kind of bring up, I know everyone gets along here pretty well, but I still am sensing that there's just, I know I've contacted you recently about some of the problems and, the climate here, having to pull back the layers, but, even just me going to some of the public places, there seem to be issues, with some of the people at the parks or whatever, calling police for no reason, those types of things. And I don't want us to be abusing those types of services. And I wanted to address that formally so that everyone can know that this is happening, because, if it's happening to me, I feel like it's happening to other people.
But yeah, on the note you called about, that's just basically a citizen calling, right? We can't control that.
She did.
Oh, she did.
She called,
I know, it's just, I can't tell people, don't call.
No, there's other tools we could use. And I don't want to see them disenfranchised where they can't go to public facilities or use them.
No, I agree.
But if it's gonna be like a us versus you type thing, then that might end up what would be happening. Because if I were disruptive or was doing something like that, that's what y'all would say.
If it's city employees, we can manage that, or we can take care of it. But if it's the general public, I have no say over it. I mean, I can give them my opinion, but that's as far as I can do. But believe me, I give people opinions. Everyone knows that. I'm Rita Junior, I guess. But I understand where you're coming from, and I agree. People need to be aware of what they're saying or doing.
And I just want to bring it up.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
just a quick question. How close are we to making the dispatch move to Area D at the county?
I have not gotten an update since the last one. The last I heard, we're still looking at about a January move date. The generators that they ordered won't be here till October. Was the last
Time is that date?
That's kind of holding it up.
That's supply and demand, everything we have going on all over the country, so.
Because that date's moved how many times now? She is.
I only know of 3 because I really wasn't involved in it until recently. But they're keeping me a little bit more informed now.
Okay, I guess we'll.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and we will adjourn. That wasn't bad. That's a lot.